Wisconsin Voices.
That's what's up. How y'all doing today?
Doing great.
Man,
Doing
I'm
great.
great. I'm feeling good today.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. How was y'all weekend? I heard you had an interesting weekend. Josh.
Yeah. Moved it this weekend and got everything moved into the new apartment, and kind of blessed with some decent weather over the weekend and got stuff moved in. So it was busy for me, but happy to be back. Happy to be back.
That's good. That's good.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
glad you had a beautiful weekend of weather.
Yeah,
Because
it
it
was
had been
great.
bitter cold all last week. So
Still nice out there.
yeah, it is. It
Mhm.
is. I hope they said it was gonna be colder today, but it still turned out a nice day.
Hey, I'm
So I
taking
hope we get another couple of days of
take
that.
every minute I
Man,
can.
the rest of December.
Yes, yes, yes. So, our topics today. First of all, I want to give condolence to Brian Thompson's family, his wife, kids, mother, brothers, sisters, his family. We want to give condolence to, but it's a very important topic that a
Mhm.
lot of people have been talking about in the community, on social media, on the
Mhm.
news.
Yep.
Um, that was a tragic situation that happened, and it brings it for us to talk about some hard questions
Right.
with our healthcare system. Um, During the situation, has come to find out that when they recovered the three bullets, it had deny, defend, and depose on the
Mhm.
bullets.
Yep. And that's typical healthcare insurance company terms.
Mhm.
That's just what they kind of the protocol of what some of them do is they deny your claim, and then the depose is when they're being deposed or depositioned,
Right.
uh, to go defend it in court. And what happens a lot of times with these folks is, and we're talking about healthcare, and the CEO of United Healthcare, who was gunned down in New York
Yes.
this past week. But a lot of times folks just don't do anything when it gets denied. They kind of roll over and say, well, the insurance company didn't pay it, and I guess that's what it is. And then or some folks go and try to fight it, and they realize, man, I'm up against some stuff that I didn't know that this wasn't covered, or I
Yeah,
didn't
they
know that this
usually
wasn't
go to a
included in my
appeal.
deductible. And then when you're talking about life and death situations, and not
Mhm.
just for you, but maybe for your child or for your
Mhm.
grandchild, that it really changes the whole aspect of what's around that. It changes your thinking, it changes your mindset. So yeah, it's a lot to unwrap
Yeah, it
there.
is. It is. It is.
Yep.
So we want to bring this question to the community, and we're going to continue to talk about it. But we want to bring this question to the community. What is your position on this situation? How do you feel about it? Because we have mixed feelings
Mm-hmm.
from a lot of different people that they've been talking about it on the media, the news shows as
Mm-hmm.
well. That social media has a mixed reaction. Um, I don't know why people would think it's okay for someone to lose their life
Right.
in any way. But when I did say that, I'm thinking about it in both ways. People are health providers make decisions, and sometimes it causes people lives to be
Mm-hmm.
lost. And in this case, someone made a decision, which I feel like it's a horrible decision,
Right.
to take someone's life. Just as well as we don't want them to deny and stop our family members or us from getting the health care we need,
Yep.
we shouldn't be okay with somebody's life being taken. Even
Mm-hmm.
down to the fact that they're saying that they believe it is. They're not guaranteed yet, but they're saying they believe it is the book bag that he had on when you see him in that video shooting Mr. Thompson.
And it was full of Monopoly money.
Monopoly
Yeah.
money. So you
Wow.
take the irony of that, what that means.
It was definitely somebody was trying to send a message.
Message,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think they were
Yeah.
very successful in sending that message
Yes.
across.
Definitely.
It's got us talking about it. It's got a lot of other people talking about
Hmm.
this issue now. And us at Wisconsin Voices, we support the best and adequate health care for everyone.
Yes.
We want to see everyone have access to that health care. Healthcare is a human right.
Yes.
And to make a profit off of other people's suffering, other people's
Right.
misfortune or their disease or the circumstances that they face, that creates a lot of animosity towards those folks in charge. Those
Yes, it
folks at the
does.
top of it,
It does.
especially when they're making millions and millions of dollars on bonuses
Yep.
and payouts and such things. So, I can understand the anger, and I think we also saw it in the reaction with a lot of folks that are saying, I didn't see anything, and I'm not going to say anything, even if I see this person out in the street. I didn't see him.
Right.
Nobody's going and ousting this person, and somebody out there probably knows them. They recognize them, and nobody's saying anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And not only are they not saying anything, you have even commentators are ousting out others. So when this happened, a lot of the insurance providers start taking their CEOs off websites where no one would know who their CEO is.
Right.
And you have commentators that's literally out there ousting other CEOs. You have one, I'm not gonna say her name, ousted the Blue Cross Blue Shield CEO. You have people and really like saying that people you're indicating or giving the hint to people to go out and kill all of them. And I'm like, really think about what you're saying here. Really truly think about what you're saying here.
Right.
It is not okay for a person to be denied their insurance and ultimately denied the access to good health insurance for their lives. That's true. But it's not okay for us to promote people to go out and kill people.
That's right. That's right. We never promote violence. We
Yes,
never
no.
support any of that. We've talked about that even back when President-elect Trump had the assassination attempt.
yeah.
We said that this is not the way to go. The violence
Right.
is not the answer. We need to do it through our words and our actions.
Right.
We need to show folks, that we're united and we stand together in solidarity.
Right.
Not necessarily against issues, but for something. We are
Right.
for adequate health care for everyone.
Yes. We're not for going out killing every CEO of every
taking those
major provider.
Yeah, taking that into your
It's
own
not.
hands and doing that. Yeah, that's
And so they asked a couple of questions. Another thing people were asking, why didn't he have any security? They said his salary is estimated at 43 million a year.
wow.
And they're saying, why didn't he have adequate security?
Right.
That's one thing. And then also they're saying, why didn't anybody in that situation that was in that vicinity see anything or say anything at the time of the incident? Because at the time, no one knew who he was.
Right.
They just seen an innocent person
You're right.
getting shot down.
And honestly, I mean, nobody really know the face of the healthcare. So he probably didn't even think he needed security because he probably didn't think people would recognize him anyway.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's you sit back and you think about the big picture, though. I read a story that this one young lady had been going in for cancer treatments and getting her chemotherapy. And she didn't learn that her insurance had started to deny her claims until she got there for like her third treatment. And she got up to the desk, went to sign in, and her nurse said, "I'm sorry, we can't treat you today. Your insurance has denied the treatment, saying it's not necessary." Another one was a young lady that had ovarian cancer. She was on her last treatment, getting her last round of chemo, and the insurance company denied it mid treatment. And this is all United Healthcare, by the way. All from United Healthcare that had denied these claims. They deny up to 32% of all the claims that they receive, which is the largest in the industry.
Wow.
Yes, and that's what a lot of people were complaining about, that they get denied for simple medications.
Yep.
And like you said, they approved it because I have United Healthcare, and I can contest that I am getting a pump. That's why I was out for a long time, and it was very hoarse. I was getting this pump that costs a lot of money, and my copay to it is like $85, and I'm paying it. And you just denied it for this last month of the year. Like,
right.
why are you denying my medicine that
Because
you've been giving me
they're tired of
all
paying it.
year?
They're tired of paying it. They don't want to
Like,
pay
yeah.
out. That you don't make profits that way.
Right.
And unfortunately, we're talking about human beings. We're talking about folks that are sick,
Right.
folks' children that are sick,
Right.
that need this healthcare. And like you said, Latoya, there's so many things out there that are in the medical field that are necessities that are so expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, just recently insulin started to come down. Folks that needed that to survive daily had to pay out of pocket hundreds and thousands of dollars a month.
Yeah.
Until President Biden stepped in and made
And
that happen.
And lowered the cost.
And lowered the cost. So,
and gave a restriction on it that they can't go over
Right.
a certain amount of money.
Right.
You got one, not just talking about United Healthcare, you got one gentleman that literally bought a medication that would help cure cancer, and bought it for like in between $3 to $11 per pill, and start selling
Right.
it for like $7,000, $8,000 per pill.
I can't remember. I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he ended up going to prison for insider trading. So he was doing some shady business outside of that anyway. So.
But it's crazy evil that is. Oh, ahead.
Because in other countries, like, they already got the cure for cancer, they got the cure for diabetes, they got these cures. They just, I mean,
and they
America
got better healthcare systems.
Yeah, they do. America so Cuba is actually the place for sure that got these cures, but they don't want to give it to America because America has a blockage on Cuba, so we can't trade or do stuff with Cuba. But I mean, they making a lot of money in this industry. With people being sick, paying for medicine. So
a patient cured is a customer lost.
Yeah,
right.
Yep.
And that's really what it comes down to in America now, that the healthcare system is about money.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to hear from the community. 414-444-5250, 414-444-5253. How do you feel about the healthcare system, this incident that went on? And these are the views of the community and the people, and everything that we're expressing on here right now is not the views of Wisconsin Voices or WNOV. These are views and opinions of what we've heard over the last week over the situation, and seeing how people, and looking at social media and all, and seeing how people are reacting to this situation. And it's like a divide. Some people like, no, he didn't deserve to lose his life. To where, even another thing, he has his wife living in the house a mile away from his. And first people were saying they're not together, they're getting a divorce, they're not together anymore. But from the news and understanding that they were very much together. It was just he was constantly getting threats. So he didn't want his wife to be in the same, and children to be in the same household as him.
And they said he was a great family man, like, was involved with his children, and that's, these folks are.
Right.
The difference is that this man made millions and millions of dollars off the backs of sick people.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's kind of where, I know Senator Larson, or State Senator Larson, had recently spoke about nonprofit healthcare here in Wisconsin, and making sure that they're nonprofit and that they're giving back what they're receiving in tax breaks.
Right.
That's a great way to do it, and to make sure, if you want those tax breaks and you want to be a nonprofit healthcare organization, you need to give back to your community. You need to make sure that we're providing affordable healthcare to everyone, to all communities, black, white, red, doesn't matter. We're making sure that every single person has access to adequate health care.
And let's get this clear too. This is not a poor people issue.
No.
This is and it's not a color race issue. This is a period, point blank, a money grab, whether you're rich or poor issue.
100%. 100%. I mean, we know firsthand, for what, having United Healthcare and some of the costs that I had a claim denied, that was almost $1,000. There's a lot of folks out there that look at that and like, what's that going to do to you right before Christmas time?
Right. And you really need your medication, or you need your procedure.
Right.
Medication, procedure, whatever it is, that's a part of health, your health. And that is something that people are being mixed on right now. And it's sad that someone lost their life to make this a important topic to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
But people are very mixed right now on this situation.
Right.
Like, do they um cheer on this person
Mm-hmm.
for doing this heinous crime because they are so angry at healthcare providers that have done this deny, defend, depose
Mm-hmm.
situation? They even have a book that was written in 2010 on this whole tactic. So people are very, very two-sided on this. It really to the point where you have the country is really divided on, was this okay to do or was this wrong? And you have a lot of people saying, if I know who he was, if I see him, if I had any clue who he was, you couldn't even give me a reward money and to turn him in.
They
Like,
calling him a
wow.
hero.
Yeah.
Actually,
Some people are calling him a hero. Really.
I mean, I can see it, and especially, like I said, with those folks that have been affected by insurance claims being denied. You see, yes, with your children especially, and I have a gut feeling that something had happened either to someone very close to this man,
or himself,
or maybe himself. But like we all know, we're all parents up here. When you're talking about your children and your children's well-being and their health, you'll go to the ends of earth to make sure that they have it.
And
it reminds me of the movie John Q. You ever saw that?
Yeah,
that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, all week I've been thinking about that movie, and that was a very good movie and a very important to highlight the messed up healthcare system that we have here in America.
That's right.
And that's really, really where people are at this point. Is like, this system is really, and I say it's more than not that has a situation of being denied that for a procedure or something important. And I really feel like this person, this is my personal feeling. This is not the belief of Wisconsin Voices or WNOV, that this person, whoever got denied, it was a life-threatening situation.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't believe they went through this whole situation because they got denied a medicine that they still live for. Yep. So this, I really feel like this person went through this whole heinous crime because someone they loved or themselves. I don't know if that person has got a terminal illness or if they have a child or a loved one or sister, brother, or a family member that has a wife, or because I know it's a male that we can see that did the heinous crime, but whomever got a terminal denial,
right?
And that's what hurts, because I don't feel like they would have did this for something just over a pump or some medicine or a procedure that they could still live for. So it's like, when do we really take into consideration our healthcare system? And really, President Obama tried to, but just didn't go far enough.
Yeah,
tried to tackle the healthcare system. So, at what point are us in America gonna really ask that question? Like other countries, Nisha just quoted, Cuba. Literally has a good healthcare system,
great healthcare system.
And has found cures to a lot of these diabetes, cancers, and all.
And their healthcare is free to everyone.
I know.
It's free for all. So
you have people taking their kids over to Cuba to get asthma pumps and all, because back in the days they used to be higher.
And it's cheaper there.
It's cheap. It's way cheaper. I went to Cuba. I was there for about like 3 weeks. I was like, man, if I get sick here, I'm ready to get sick here, like, so I can be cured. Like, really,
you
like,
see that's now ask yourself that in a healthcare system,
because it can
you're
be done.
on a vacation.
It can be done,
and you like, I'll feel great if I get sick here and get the diagnosis, because I know it can be done. So why is America treating their people like they're disposable? Why is our healthcare system a business, a for-profit business?
Because we're a cookie jar full of money. That's why, and every time they can get their hands in there, they get more money, and it comes down to money. You look at what does an aspirin cost you in a hospital? it's going to cost you about $25 or $30 for one aspirin in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
When you can go buy 5 bottles of aspirin in the pharmacy. Why are they doing that? Because they're charging your insurance company.
Yeah.
Right.
And they can, and they get away with
Right.
it. And there's lobbyists that go to Washington to make sure that these rules and these policies and the red tape's cut away so that there's no accountability. So that these folks can run rampant and make as much money as possible, again, like I said, off the backs of sick
people.
Americans.
Yeah, because they did a test study and did on insurance bills for somebody being in the hospital, and they had one row of plastic gloves. That literally cost over $1,000. Like a box of plastic gloves costs $1,000.
They mark the price up,
and so then ask yourself, why do everybody not understand why these insurance companies deny a lot of procedures? Because you got to look at it on their end as well. That they're being charged X amount of money over just because they're the insurance company.
But again, I guess it goes back to that core belief that nobody should be paying for healthcare.
Nope.
But no working American, nobody in America, no citizen should be paying for healthcare. It's a human right, and we should be able to go access it when we need it.
Yes,
that's true. That's true. Well, we're gonna come back. We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna continue this discussion, and we're also gonna have a discussion on childcare because this is the holiday season. Kids are out of school, will be out of school possibly next week on, and parents will have to find somewhere for children to go if they have to still continue to go to work, and the cost of healthcare is high, and the cost of childcare is high. These are two areas that is much needed in our communities, but are very, very taxable. So this is Latoya with Be a Voice on WNOV 860 AM, 106.5 FM, and we'll be right back.
The holidays, and holiday trips, and holiday toys, and holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $3,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
WNOV, this your boy Jermaine Rideout, producer extraordinaire. What am I most thankful for? I am thankful for family, my kids, my loved ones, my mom and dad, health and strength to be alive, the staff and management of WNOV. I'm very, very, very grateful for them. And yeah, man, that's what I'm grateful for.
One more thing, man.
Yes, sir.
Are you excited for this holiday season, man?
I'm most definitely excited.
What's one thing you're looking forward to during this holiday
Eating
season?
everything, man. I'm looking forward to eating everything that's out on the table.
Okay.
I'm going to eat everything.
Fact. Perfect. Thank you, man.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right, we back. This is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices at WNOV 860. We have a caller on the air. Caller, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, you guys. Good to hear from you all. This is Kathy.
Okay.
With the health insurance too, they don't cover hearing aids for children. I think they just start covering a portion for children, but hearing aids, they don't cover those at all. And a lot of people, it's not based on age. A lot of people may be born with a hole in the ear or just have hearing problems. They don't cover that. And hearing aids are very expensive.
Yeah.
100%.
Thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Right. So, but that's it. And I'm not faulting this man that he had that job. It's like saying, okay, Kathy, you lead this person. We're going to give you this job and pay you this much in a bonus. Well, I'm not turning that job down. But I don't deserve to be killed by somebody. That's the industry. And if they decide to pay somebody, even a bonus check, that need to be looked into on Washington and fought for better health care and them covering stuff, even for experimental medication. They don't want to do that to you. They don't want to use an insurance up. But the whole thing is that they're getting billions of dollars and you can't cover people and children for hearing aids. There's like 4 or 5 things they don't cover, even for bone graft, for dental work to be done. If you get a teeth out and that's remain chewing teeth, they don't pay for that.
Right.
I just went to talk this morning myself, and I had it done in Marquette for way under what you think that you've been paying for. But they don't cover bone grafts on your teeth. If you got your main teeth in the back that you chew on, I just went through that this last couple of months here myself, for that. But our insurance don't pay for it. Anyway, but there's a lot of stuff can be done different, paying these people this kind of money. It's like We Energy. They want to upgrade their equipment, and that's supposed to, that money that you pay is supposed to help out with that. But we need to look at the Public Service Commission and scrap them. They need to be out because every time they ask for an increase, they give it to you. So they're going to get a 2 or 3% increase, and this person will still get a big bonus check. And you can never spend as much money on 4 or 5 different properties and homes, no matter how they pay. So a lot of stuff needs to be reevaluated because We Energy should not be allowed to keep raising our bills up and then giving your CEO $15 and $20 million raises and commission at the end of the year.
Yep.
But like I said, this guy didn't deserve to die. But if somebody say, Kathy, we're going to give you a job and this was going to pay and you'll get a bonus check. Well, Kathy ain't turning down a job at all. But he's going through a separation for divorce, they said also, and they buy all these homes, 4 or 5 different properties. They don't know what else to do with their money. Put it back into the system and cover these people for insurance. I mean,
you're right.
I'm going to tell you another. Right, somebody had a sleep test done. Right, somebody I know personally. They got insurance like me, same company, and they said, "Oh, your doctor said, oh yeah, it covers that." What portion does it cover? Because guess what? I'll just say the bill was $2,000 or whatever. They only cover $400. That person's paying $1,600 out of their pocket. I don't know what the exact amount was, but it was like minuscule. It was like $200 paperwork, and she has to cover the rest out of her own pocket. But they said, "Oh, they cover that." And what portion? I told her, I said, make sure you check what portion they cover and how much they're going to be approved for. Because I do that before I go somewhere too, because you can be taken way back by that unless you're on some kind of disability. So there's stuff needs to go in Congress where they can fight for more medical stuff to be covered. Because especially you're gonna pay me $52 million and you're gonna give me a $10,000 bonus check. I mean, come on.
Right. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you so much, Kathy, for your comments. And she made some brilliant comments.
She was very right. Even with Medicare, they don't cover hearing aids. So, yeah, that's definitely a rough one. My dad.
That's why we want to hear from the community because it's really true. We have another caller on the air. Caller, you're on the air.
Yes. Good afternoon, Action, Wisconsin.
Good afternoon.
I hope everybody's doing well, and thank you so very much for being there. Much love for all of you for there in the studio.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, same to you.
And you're welcome. Miss Rose, Miss Kathy, I just wanted to just add on to what she was saying, and also what you were saying earlier about, how we have certain government programs. You have Donald Trump with his new administration coming back again. I shouldn't say new, I say again. Administration coming back again. And young lady, what you were saying there, and the gentleman that's in the studio, what you were saying, my question is when they talk about cutting government spending, right? And they got Elon Musk, a trillionaire that Donald Trump is trying to appoint, be there to say, well, the government is having too much spending. Well, where's that too much spending at? Is it Social Security, Medicare, and like Ms. Rose said earlier, health care, the Affordable Care Act, that some people call Obamacare and stuff like that? I mean, why are they going to cut government spending?
I could make a suggestion on where we could cut, and that's our defense spending.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we spend more on defense than all the nations combined.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you're absolutely right, my fellow veteran, United States Navy.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Yes, I'm a Marine. But anyway, I hear what you're saying. But no, my question is, when they talk about, again, government spending, where do you think they're going to cut? And where they're going to go?
Right.
They're going to cut the middle class and poor people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So thank you so very much for being there and telling the butt naked truth. Action, Wisconsin. love y'all for that. Okay, keep on doing it.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Okay? Thank you. And this is Wisconsin Voices.
Yeah, thank you, sir. But he's so right. You know, you ask, you know, if we did some of these programs or where there's some of these cuts are going to come. But if we did do some of those programs, where could we find the money? Easily the Defense Department. Sure. We spend so much money on bombs and planes and tanks and ships and everything else. And even just like, I think me and Brian talked on the show one time about how much just to go out for some of these to do target practice. When I was in the Navy, we went out and there was an island off of Greece that we just went and obliterated. The cost of that exercise was in the tens of millions just to do target practice, and the good that could have been done out of that. You know, if we were to cut back just 25 or 50% on what we spend on defense, we could really have some great programs in this country that could offer free to very low cost healthcare.
That's the thing. It's like, what is important enough in this country? You could say the same thing about gun rights. They thought with Sandy Hook, with the young man going in and killing a lot of elementary students and teachers, that we would get a better gun law in America. And it's just like nothing in America is important. And you said the key, Joe, it's lobbying. It's lobbyists. So maybe we as a people need to start learning how to come together and pay for lobbyists to lobby for the people, right?
Because who's out there lobbying for the people? You know, there's nobody out there advocating. Our elected officials are supposed to be those advocates, but a lot of times they don't fulfill those roles or they don't fulfill their duties. So, you know, we need real people in there in Madison, in Washington, really making those changes, because the insurance company has lots of money to throw at those lobbyists to make sure that the laws and the bills go and fall, you know, the votes fall their way.
And we need to start having the people's stories be heard about the situations that they're having, the issues they're having in their community about these whole different things. Like Miss Kathy just had a whole line of issues that happen with the insurance companies. But we have another caller on the air. Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, I got a question for you. Since we're having these issues with gun laws, do you think they'll change the gun laws if black people start buying RPG missiles, AR-15, sawed-off shotguns, AK-47?
No.
Because, you know, don't nobody like being like outnumbered and outgunned.
No.
I bet they change them real quick.
You know why I say they're not going to change them? Because they know most likely that we're going to end up killing ourselves. So that's going to help them more. But what I'm going to really tell you why I say no, because the NRA is not going to let you. That's one of their number one laws. And that's their constitution. Is they have the right to bear arms. And if you try to infringe on that right, that is the one thing that they hold dear over anything, over freedom of speech and anything else, is their right to bear arms. So no, they're not going to try to change that law in any way.
So even if they had tons of black people all over the world speaking self-preservation, do unto others and do unto others as you want to do unto you, and ask for do unto others law, and they start seeing more unity, more bullets and more guns, you don't think they'll move quickly?
No. Because like I told you, I'm being honest with you. That's one of their number one rights is their right to bear arms. And they want to make sure that that right is not infringed on because they feel like that's how they be able to protect themselves, their homes, and all. So no.
Yeah, if there were a Republican that were to come out against the Second Amendment, I think it would be political suicide for them. They couldn't survive their own party right now if you came out and said I want to see more strict gun laws or I want to limit the amount of ammo that you can have. If you're a Republican out there and you were to say that, you're not going to be elected very long.
Right, you're not.
Thank
That's
you.
one of their main laws is their right to bear arms.
Right.
And even if we bought it all up, they know that we most likely, like Toya said, gonna use it against us. So they don't really care.
Right, because we already buy them now, and it's all kind of guns, illegal guns on the streets.
Our own CIA has done it.
Right, and it doesn't change their mind.
Operation Fast and Furious, we ran guns to Mexico to the cartels, and we're literally giving them guns and following the blood trail to see where they led to. So, everyone. Well, I think we all kind of grow up. Well, maybe not all of us, but a lot of us grow up with, America. Our government wouldn't do that. Our government wouldn't do this. They will. They will, and they have. They will, and they have.
We have another caller on the air. Caller, you're on the air. Turn your radio down. Please. Turn your radio down.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Malcolm Hunt. How you doing, Michelle? Listen, I called in to talk about this, about the gun control, but actually I called in. I serve with the 3rd Marine Division 19. If you Google the 3rd Marine Division 19, it'll tell you that during the Vietnam War, the 3rd Marine Division lost more soldiers in Vietnam than in the history of the Marine Corps was earned as a name, the Walking Dead. I fought at the Battle of Quezon for 70 days and nights. 6,000 Marines and the Marines Battalion. We held off a total of 20,000 troops. If they would have got past us, the United States would have lost that war in Vietnam, and a lot of more Americans would die. On March 24th of 1968, and everything I'm telling you is all documented, two platoons dug in 1,500 meters from Lieutenant Carroll's mission position. And so they sent a squadron of Marines. I was part of that squad. They sent 13 Marines, 6 who had never been in combat before. Actually, it was a suicide mission. And we went out and attacked those 2 platoons. And during a 4-hour battle, they ended up killing 31 of us. We killed 31 of them. They killed 6 of us. They wanted 4 of us. I was one of the 4 that was on. Actually, I was Port Man that day. I made PFC out of boot camp, and I also had top secret clearance when I was with the Marine Corps. Regarding this gun laws, everything, and I've been saying this for years, everything that's going on now is spiritual. And there's a spiritual war going on, and it tells us that flesh and blood cannot fight a spiritual war. We need to bring God back into the picture. And for the gun controls, we need most of the killings and stuff. You haven't seen not one person that has went and got a permit to carry a gun that's going out here committing crime. All the crimes they have committed. I did 25 years with the Milwaukee Police Department, and I have a letter that John Norquist wrote about me that says that I reached the highest standards of the Milwaukee Police Department. I know how to do community policing. Mm-hmm. I've been talking about domestic violence, and anyone that knows me, they'll tell you, I've been talking about domestic violence for the last 7 years. Mm-hmm. I've been talking about the driving. I've got a plan that I've been trying to get the mayor, the chief, the DA, the sheriff, everybody to sit down and take a look at it. But nobody seems to want to take a look at the plan that I got because for some unknown reason, I don't know what is it about Malcolm Hunt that I've been out here for the last 10 years. I'm the only pastor in this city that has been out here in these streets. God commands us all to go. When you got baptized, you was told to go out here. Yeah. Not sit around and do talking. But the laws, like I said, everybody should go out and get a permit to carry a weapon. We need to start to policing the community ourselves.
Yeah,
and
you said that right.
We do. We need to start policing the community ourselves
and do it responsibly.
Yes, but there's some training. There's some training that we all have to go through because, like I said, it's easy. It is easy for us to be this seen because we all are doing the same thing. And there's numerous things I can talk about, but I'm just going to use one thing.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you because this is a radio show. We can't talk about it all on the radio show. I would really appreciate if you would come up to Wisconsin Voices so we could sit down and really have this conversation. I really want to hear your thoughts.
Because see, that was the thing that Keon was getting ready to do. I had talked to Keon that Thursday, and he had told me that he had to pick up his mother that Friday. So me and him was going to meet that Monday, because I had shared a lot of things with him, and he was excited because he wanted to sit down. He wanted to do an interview. But that Monday we found him where he never got a chance. So let me just put it this way: the past is the past, y'all. Let's sit down. We need to come together. We're losing too many women and children in this city. The vets we 58,220 Vietnam veterans. A guy died in Vietnam. Since coming back, 50,000 Vietnam veterans have committed suicide. But nobody wants to seem to address the killing of the vets and the killing of the women and the children.
I wish you could come up to the office. Thank you so much for your comments and addressing that and bringing it to our attention, Mr. Huntley. But we got to go with the next caller. We got other callers on the air. So you have a good day, but come up to Wisconsin Voices. That's where Keon was working when he passed away. So you can definitely come up to Wisconsin Voices and we will work with you. Joe here is our policy director. We'll definitely work with you on getting some policies and stuff moving.
And thank you for your service to our country and to the community.
Yeah, thank you. And we have another caller on the air. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, I have another one to cover people about medical appointments. When you go to a doctor's office, and most insurance, we're working every day, and Medicare, Medicaid, whatever. So you have an out-of-pocket, $1,500, $2,500. You have to meet that deductible besides your basic physicals and history. You have to meet a deductible, and that deductible may be $1,500, $2,500 before your insurance start paying full. So if you got some things you got to get done, like a bad knee or a hip, don't do it at the end of the year. Do it at the beginning of the year, because once you meet your deductible, February, January, then after that deductible, you met that deductible, which means you have to pay for a portion after any other procedure, or you hurt yourself or anything other than your basic physicals and history, you're covered fully. And so don't wait till the end of the year to use that up, because you may not meet your deductible. And I'm going to give you an example. Let's say I got a knee surgery in February. Now I'm going to get a colonoscopy done or whatever and stuff, and they find some polyps. Well, there may be a little out-of-pocket cost, but now I met my deductible in April. So if I have a fall on the snow or have any other kind of injury, or just got to go to the doctor for a call, I'm covered. I don't have to pay any more money out for that year. Okay, but you have to say, okay, the doctor says you can have this exam done. What portion do my insurance cover? What's my deductible? And they can give you an estimate if it's something not real serious, okay? Because I fell at the hospital. Wasn't their fault. No one was sued. On my own accord, I just happened to bump my knee on something. But guess what they wanted to do? Oh, they want to do all this stuff with your head. They want to do this and that, make sure I didn't have a concussion. Well, after about 3 hours, I walked out there myself, okay? So, and my insurance told me, because I was alert, there was nothing wrong, I was able to come back another day. They said I would have been paying for that fully, and that would have been a couple $1,000. Okay, so watching you just trying to get a concussion, you're not a child. Don't just run around trying to get stuff done because your insurance said to pay for it. There's an out-of-pocket cost, or they may not pay for it at all.
But you know what? With that, it all depends on your insurance. It all depends on your insurance.
Some could be higher than the $2,500.
Well, I'm just talking. It's probably more than that, right? But I'm just giving you an example. I'm not trying to advise them, but I'm just saying, if you're alert and everything's going fine, you get the prescription and you can come back and get it done later. The other thing by going to the doctors, having ultrasounds and all this stuff done, if you go to a big clinic like a hospital, big clinic, you can get that done somewhere else at a private place for a lower price. Okay? So be careful with that also. They say, well, I want to do more of this and that. They say, okay, can you get an estimate of what that costs? Because you're going to the clinic to schedule it at that point. So you got time to get that done. So be very careful. Now, I'm going to give you an example. I've done my job for over 30 years. As of this year, I'm going to start going to the low-cost clinic because I'm a healthy I'm a healthy old lady, okay? Which I don't like to call myself that. I'm going to the low-cost clinics they've been advertising about. You know why? If my copay for a specialist is $40, I only have to pay half, 20. They're not going by my income. The government is subsidizing that because I'm tired of being ripped off by the different hospitals. Major hospitals will have a clinic, and I'm not sick. I'm not really majorly sick for anything. Somebody was shocked that my blood pressure was 105 over 67 2 weeks ago just for some exams we were doing. They were shocked because they look at my color and my age. Oh, well, look. Well, if most people know me, I look and weigh the same amount since almost high school, probably 10 pounds difference coming and going, okay? But I watch what I eat. That's what I do. But at the end of the day, you have to be very careful going to these big, huge clinics, okay, and getting your work done. So go to these smaller clinics and stuff like that, and you can get your work done that way. And they see you for ultrasounds or getting this and that done. Get that done.
I have a question for you, ma'am. How do you feel about what happened with the United Healthcare CEO?
I feel so sad for him and his family because I offer you a job and say I'll give you $50 million and you're gonna get a bonus check every year. That's not your fault. You're gonna take that job. It's like a ball player. But at the end of the day, I think that when it exposes that this is how much money they're paying these people that you can never spend, so they go around buying horses and homes in different cities and states because it's too much to spend. I feel it's discriminatory how they treat people in the healthcare industry when you're paying somebody this kind of money. And he's not the only one getting that. I'm sure he has an assistant.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people in the industry getting big money, just like the auto insurance. There's big money in auto insurance and stuff. And you look online to see what the big people in the auto insurance is getting to analyze what they should be paying out to people.
A lot of these companies, yeah.
Right. And like I said, I feel sorry for him and his family. He's got 2 kids at home, although him and his wife is going through a divorce. The thing is that if somebody offered you some money and said, the job work you've been doing here, I'm going to bring you to CBS and stuff, and we're going to pay you this much money. Sure. I'm taking that job, okay? I'm taking the job, but they don't give somebody the right to take someone's family life away from them, okay? We got to look at the industry and start fighting for what they're doing, overcharging us for a lot of stuff that's unnecessary, like the pharmaceutical industries. We can't blame him for that.
You're right. Well, thank you so much for your comments. We got to go on a break.
Sure.
And she has some very, very valid points. So thank you for your comments. And she was telling people how to lower your cost of your healthcare deductibles. So thank you for your comments. We are going to go on a break. This is Wisconsin Voices. Be a voice. WNOV 860 106.5 FM.
Remembering what we stand for. At Wisconsin Voices, we remember what we stand for. Check out our movement dedicated to empowering citizens.
I'm Stephen Hopkins, Program Manager for Critical Response Team. I'm at WNOV right now.
So, Stephen, what's something simple that you're thankful for today?
Being alive and free.
One more question.
Yes, sir.
Is there something you're looking forward to this holiday season?
Seeing my loved ones and, spending some time with them.
Perfect.
Amen.
Hey, I'm Deslyn. I'm here at WNOV, and I'm from United Garden Homes, Inc.
So, Deslyn, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What holiday memories are you most thankful for?
I'm most thankful for the holiday memories of spending time with my family, my mom, my dad, and all of the Smith and Adams family. Hey, that's what I'm thankful for.
One more question.
Yes.
Is there something you're looking forward to this holiday season?
I'm looking for some peace and quiet and family time.
Give me some of that.
What's up? It's Jamiroquai Killer with the Black Policy Initiative. I'm here at WNOV.
Yo, Jamiroquai. So, what's one thing you've learned this year that you're thankful for?
And one thing I learned that I'm thankful for is to not be prideful and to not think about myself all the time. You know, I want to spend next year pouring into everybody else except for me, because when I give to others, it always come back.
Can you share a time when you share love to someone?
Man, every day. Every day, you know, I got a lot of people around me that help fuel my fire and help make me better. And I want to keep them around. I want to keep them energized because I need them. And so I try to give it back to them every single chance I get.
We definitely are having an interesting conversation with the community. And our question to the community is, how do you feel about this situation that happened with the CEO of United Healthcare? We have another caller on the air. Caller, you're on the air.
Yes.
Can you
Mr.
turn your
Latoya?
radio down?
Oh, excuse me, dear. I'm sorry. Apologize for that.
No problem.
Give me a second. All right. Is that better?
Yes,
Yes.
All right. Well, everybody, Latoya, yeah, your question was how about the executives of United Healthcare?
How do you feel about the whole situation? Because we've been having mixed on social media and on the news, mixed reactions to people calling him a hero that actually did the assassination, and we having people that say, you know, somebody shouldn't have lost their life. And what the healthcare system do a lot of denying for health procedures that be terminal to people. So we're asking our community, how do you feel about this? And some people are literally saying that if they knew who he was, they wouldn't turn him in because he's considered like a hero to them. So we asking our community, how do y'all feel about this?
Well, be quite honest, Latoya. Excuse me. Oh, by the way, I never say who I was because I want to thank everyone there at Wisconsin Actions, especially my veterans. You never asked me my name, but I'm just old crazy JT from the old school. Much love for y'all.
I never ask nobody their name. They usually just give it to me.
You know. Well, Latoya, gentlemen, and anyway, my response to your question, Latoya, respectfully, dear, that's a hard one. That's a hard one because United Healthcare have been having everybody supposedly taking care of everybody, right? But United
you got
Healthcare,
like 30 seconds, sir, because you caught at the end of the
30 seconds,
so you're gonna have to
30
move
seconds.
a little fast.
Yeah, you know, okay, I'm gonna move a little faster, Latoya. I think I don't know what happened to this gentleman, that's CEO at United Healthcare, but United Healthcare, they have been turning down people that they supposed to been watching out for, and they didn't get the service, and a lot of people died. Respectfully. So my response is on a United Healthcare. I've been hearing that there has been a whole lot of people nationwide, regardless of the colors or whatever the case may be. Some people actually died because they didn't respect their services and they turned them down.
Right.
So that's my respect. Okay. What's your opinion? That's my opinion. give me yours. And thank you for letting me call in again.
All right, no problem, JT. Thank you for your opinion. We have another caller on the air, and this caller, you have like 45 seconds because we're wrapping up. Caller, you're on the air.
Okay, hello, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm a 14-year-old veteran. I just recently signed up for Medicaid, Medicare, but I do not pay the premium for it because I filled out a special form. So they do not take out no $175 out of my check.
Mm-hmm.
I also go to the VA for my healthcare needs. I try to keep myself pretty healthy. I don't pay no co-payment for none of my medicine. Prior to that person getting killed, I think it's very sad. But the insurance industry need to get off their butts and stop helping these people get well. Money is not everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, that was great.
That was a great way to view it, because it pretty much how he viewed it is how I view it. That I don't want to see somebody lose their life, especially just for being for actually taking a position in a job.
But we need change.
But we need change to our healthcare system, and like he lost his life, a lot of people have lost their life from being denied for procedures, for medications that their family, children, having ailments. And look, I as a parent, I couldn't. Today's my son's birthday. That's why I started out with that, and that was my oldest child. That was the first start of life, and my familyhood for me was started today. There's no way I could look my child in the eye and tell them that there's nothing I can do. I don't have the money for a procedure that could possibly cure them. And people have had to do that because of these insurance companies, and they're paying their premiums. So this has been an interesting conversation, and thank you, community, for your input, and thank you, Nisha and Joe, for this conversation, because it was a much needed, and we'll probably be following up with once we learn more about it on this conversation, because it's a much needed conversation. So y'all have a great day today. Try to enjoy some of this warm weather, because they say it's going to be cold for the rest of the week. But this is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices, WNOV 860 AM 106.5. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Peace.
Peace.
.860 AM 106.5 FM WNOV.